So, Final Fantasy XIV. Fucking holy shit, the past few months for me has been a blur of this game. I could not get enough of it, and I normally don't like MMOs at all, to the point that before this, the only MMO I had really spent any time on without quickly getting bored was Ragnarok Online, and that was only for a week or two. This game is most of the reason why my Star Fox Zero review was 5 months late, as it was meant to go up the day after it released here, and it is also the cause of me having a game backlog for basically the first time ever. Anyway, the story bit. Final Fantasy XIV has a great focus on solo player, to the point that simply following the story quest will get you from 1 to 50, what is the non-DLC level cap. Anyway, the story itself is kind of split into two parts. The first is you starting off running small errands for the local bartender, whose job it seems to be to welcome the new people. As time goes on, you gain the trust of the people of your starting town and begin to get more important quests from the country leaders, what drags you into their internal politics and the country's issues. The other part is you working with the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, a group that aims to bring peace to all of Erosia and restore it to what it was before the Calamity fell. These tasks cover the entire map, consisting of things such as quelling beast tribes before they can summon primals and cause some real damage, to dealing with the elusive Askine. And I know I'm probably pronouncing many of these things wrong, but I have no idea, so I'm just going to push on. Okay, on to gameplay. The controls are of course the normal WASD and clicking on things of many MMO, but it is also a multi-platform game with PS3 and 4 versions, so it has controller support that works pretty damn well, using the trigger buttons to access skills, and this was my control system of choice. The game's world itself isn't overly massive, not that I didn't get lost constantly, but still it will take a while for you to explore everything. The game is also full of references to older Final Fantasies, what not only appealed to me but was part of the reason I finally decided to give the game a try. This isn't something that should be taken for granted either, as recent Final Fantasy games seem to be trying to distance themselves from the older games in the series, but I'm getting a bit off topic again. Character wise, your character can change between jobs at any time, with race having minimal effects on your stats. Just 1 or 2 points either way, allowing you to basically do what you want. The jobs are split into 3 categories. War jobs, what are your basic fighting jobs that are also split into war and magic, but the key part is each job falls into either tank, healer or DPS. What is important, as most dungeons are set to 1 tank, 1 healer and 2 DPS, with later dungeons and raids allowing for larger parties. Next up is land jobs, or jobs of the land. These are fishing, mining and botanist, what are simply used for gathering materials needed for crafting, and are also a good way to make some money. And speaking of crafting, last up is hand jobs, what are various crafting jobs allowing you to make your own weapons, armour and items to decorate your home. You got a small loan of 4 million to buy, and I should really get around to repaying that last 1.5 million sooner or later, but off topic again, so moving on. Other than basic job stuff like dungeons, raid, crafting and such, the game also offers many mini-games such as the Triple Triad, that once unlocked can be played by random NPCs throughout the entire game, and others such as Chocobo Racing, what of course take place in the Golden Saucer. Chocobos aren't just there for races either. You get one as a companion as you progress through the story, who will fight with you and will most likely be your most reliable companion through the entire game. There's many more things to experience this game, but this review is getting on and most of it's probably quite common to most MMOs nowadays, but still. I still can't believe how much I enjoyed Final Fantasy XIV. When it was first announced I was very disappointed because I didn't want another main series Final Fantasy game wasted on an MMO. I had played Final Fantasy XI and it really wasn't very good. My experience with this was basically sitting in a safe spot in a desert area trying to form a party for over an hour until finally I found one and we would fight 1 or 2 monsters, then disband and back to waiting. And it was just horrible. I expected Final Fantasy XIV to be more of the same, because hey, when do companies learn from their mistakes these days? After a while my thoughts were confirmed and Final Fantasy XIV was failing hard, so they basically just stopped, scrapped everything and started over, and I am so glad they did. Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn is really an amazing game and has basically changed my view on MMOs in general. Well, my activity is starting to die out right now after doing most of what the game currently has to offer. Final Fantasy XIV is always doing small events and adding more and more content, but of course what I am really waiting on to return for is the next expansion, what is still quite a few months off, but was actually announced last night to be Stormblood, and I'm just really hoping it adds Blue Mage. Anyway, for a score, I have to give it an 8 out of 10. It is truly an amazing game, but it does have some annoying flaws such as wait time. With 3 tank classes, 3 healing classes and 7 DPS classes, if you're playing DPS and you don't have a pre-made party, you are going to be waiting a while. And this is going to happen a lot. Anyway, great game. You can get a month free when you buy it, and the base game is really cheap, and there's also free trials, so if anybody is watching this and on the fence about trying it, then go do it. You will love it. Unless of course future patches or DLC change the game drastically for some reason, but that probably won't happen. Anyway, that's the review, and hopefully I will get back to doing regular ones now that this is out of the way. Well, I did really enjoy this game. I got no plans to try another MMO anytime soon, so if anybody got this far, what based on my viewer statistics is highly unlikely, then thanks for watching.